Hey guys, it's Todd from The Trending, and I'm hosting Taltanic today. Check out more from my channel at the end of this video. Do you think you know all about eating healthy? Think again. Here are some of the healthy eating tips that turned out not to be so great after all. Number 22. Carbs equals bad. One of the most common tips you hear on the topic of losing weight is to go on a low carb or carb-free diet. Are carbs that bad for you? Not necessarily. A healthy diet means you need a moderate intake of complex carbohydrates. That list includes items like whole grain bread and brown rice. Carbs should take up 40 to 45% of your total calories in a day, while good fat and lean proteins make up the rest. Foods high in carbs, you should avoid overeating things like pasta, beer, sodas, and most desserts. My doctor told me to eat more Taco Bell. Well, he actually said eat less McDonald's, but I'm pretty sure I knew what he meant. Number 21. Much too sweet. Because fruits are associated with a healthy diet, we often forget that fruit also has sugar. Some people might warn you about overindulging on fruit because they contain a lot of sugar. Is that okay? Let's see. Fruit contains a type of sugar called fructose. In excess amounts, yes, it is harmful. However, in general, fructose also comes with fiber, which makes the sugars you're consuming less dangerous than, say, sugar from a cookie or donut. Number 20. Egg whites over yolk. Health-conscious restaurants will most likely have an option to serve egg white dishes instead of food with the whole egg in it. This practice comes from the belief that egg whites are healthy while the egg yolk is not. This is false. The yolk contains the most nutrition. The yolk also holds 40% of the protein, most of the iron and vitamins, also all of the calcium. People avoid egg yolk because it contains more fats, but that fat will help keep you full longer. Number 19. Snacking is healthy. People have this notion that you shouldn't eat big meals all at once, and that eating in between meals is right for you. Whether or not this works depends on, well, you. Some people may feel that they will not overeat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner if they snack in between, and some research shows this can be helpful. But snacking isn't 100% better than only eating 3 meals a day. Eating the wrong kind of snack will make you gain weight. If you must eat something in between meals, eat something low calorie and beneficial for you, like almonds instead of something like potato chips. Number 18. Fat makes you fat. In health terms, most people associate fat with being unhealthy, but that simply isn't true. Consuming foods high in fat does not mean you automatically gain weight. Remember, fat contains more protein and calories than carbs, which also help you feel full faster. Adequate fat also helps your body absorb vitamins like A, E, and D. Good fats are monosaturated and polyunsaturated fats found in foods like salmon, avocados, and walnuts. Also consider taking some omega-3 fatty acid supplements like fish oil capsules. I don't find health-related puns funny anymore since I started suffering from an iron E deficiency. Number 17. Granola and yogurt breakfast is healthy. You might think that eating sweet granola and yogurt in the morning equals clean eating, but for it to be beneficial, you need to be careful about your ingredients. Make sure you pick a yogurt that isn't high in sugars. The go-to for health nuts is usually plain Greek yogurt, since it packs a lot of protein and has less than 10 grams of sugar. Look at your granola and buy one that also isn't high in sugars. If your granola is lacking in the sweet department, add some fresh fruit. Number 16. Kale as a source of protein. Who knew vegetables could be so popular? One of the most popular of the past decade is undoubtedly kale. This leafy plant is hailed as a superfood by many. And why wouldn't it? Kale has lots of fiber, calcium, antioxidants, vitamin K, C, iron, and fiber. People can even tell you it's a good source of protein. Don't listen to those people. While 1 cup of kale does contain 2.6 grams of protein, that's pretty minuscule considering adult humans need 46 grams of protein daily. Number 15. Celery has negative calories. Who doesn't love celery? It's crunchy, tasty fresh, and is full of water. Celery is also rich in vitamin K, A, C, dietary fiber, and folate. There is a myth out there that celery has negative calories. This idea stems from the fact that celery contains cellulose, which our bodies can't digest. Therefore, our bodies don't absorb it. It contains about 16 calories per 100 grams. Number 14. Eat all protein now. As we mentioned earlier, the average adult needs at least 46 grams of protein per day. A few people suggest that you eat all of your protein in one day. Word of advice? Spread out your protein intake throughout the day. Doing so helps your body create new muscle at a steady pace. You will also feel more energized and full than if you just ate carbs. Number 13. Cereal is good for you. Think of every commercial you saw as a kid. Most of those were advertisements for cereal. Cereal is a staple breakfast food, and seeing it in a bowl of milk spells a delicious morning meal for many. It's fine to eat cereal, but try not to eat it every day. It doesn't matter how much of it is more like granola. Most cereals are processed and will be full of preservatives and sugar. What kind of nuts always seem to have a cold? Cashews! Number 12. The most important meal. You know how the saying goes, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But is it really? Experts say not really. Yes, some studies do show that breakfast eaters are healthier than people who skip breakfast, but cereal and breakfast companies sponsor many of those studies. When you look at an independently funded research, the data shows that most eating patterns are okay as long as you eat the food you're supposed to and you don't consume too much or too little calories. Number 11. Legumes and grains. Here's a weird one. There are health tips out there that say you must eat legumes the same time as eating grains. This way you will achieve a complete protein. What does that even mean? This idea suggests that legumes and grains on their own will not give you a moderate amount of protein. The truth is, eating a mix of different amino acids every day is what you should be doing. You don't necessarily always have to have a pair of grains with legumes. Number 10. Artificial sweetener is better than sugar. This is a hot debate topic. It seems the general public can't decide if artificial sweeteners are healthy or not. Here's what we know. People that opt for artificial sweeteners choose the route because they want to lower their sugar intake and lose weight. A large fraction of that group may not be allowed to eat sugar and use artificial sweeteners for reasons such as type 2 diabetes. The downside to these additions is that it can change your perception of what's sweet and then cause you to crave even higher levels of sweetness. Number 9. Fasting is bad. Starving yourself and skipping meals sounds like it's terrible for you, right? In reality, fasting isn't so bad. For one, that's not a great idea for you to eat every 2 to 3 hours. After dinner, try not to eat breakfast for another 12 hours because you need to let your gut rest. Intermittent fasting, where people may fast for at least 16 hours, is a growing trend to help people lose weight and is also a method recommended for people who have diabetes, obesity, and high cholesterol. Number 8. Refuel with electrolytes. How many times have you had a tough workout or played a sport and then grabbed a bottle of Gatorade or Powerade and chugged it down? We're told you need to fuel up on our electrolytes after exerting lots of energy and sweating. That is true, but grab a bottle of water instead of a sugar-filled container full of a colorful drink. Your body can regulate electrolytes on its own. If you feel you need some help in that department, then buy a water brand that includes electrolytes. Number 7. Vitamin C prevents the cold. Once you feel that cold coming on, you buy a pack of Emergen-C, drink lots of OJ, and eat oranges like there's no tomorrow. You won't let this cold get through. Surprise, surprise. Research shows that all that extra vitamin C does not prevent colds. A study from 2010 shows that ingesting vitamin C every day did not prevent colds for anyone, although some symptoms did improve. At the least, you won't suffer from scurvy. What kind of keys do kids like to carry? Cookies. Number 6. Juice is a healthy detox. First of all, 100% fruit juices aren't always that great for you. Not consuming the meatier pulp part of fruit means that you drink all the sugars while lacking all the fibers and phytonutrients that raw fruit has. Juicing is where people drink juice in place of meals, said to help detox your body. Do not do this. You will lose weight, yes, but that's because you're not receiving adequate nutrition. Number 5. Avoid processed foods at every cost. In this day and age, cutting out processed foods isn't always convenient, and you have to make a lot of effort to do so. You will often hear that processed foods overall are unhealthy, but researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital say this isn't the most accurate rule. Most foods must go through a processing so that it is safe and edible for humans to digest. It all depends on the processed foods you choose. Will instant brown rice be healthier than chips or instant ramen? Of course. Pre-washed greens, canned fruit and vegetables, quick-serve rice, and quinoa are all safe to eat. Number 4. Fewer calories, please. If you want to lose weight, the most straightforward advice to follow is to eat fewer calories than you burn. The average female is recommended to eat 2,000 calories per day to maintain weight or 1,500 calories to lose weight. Men have a little more room and are supposed to eat 2,500 to preserve and 2,000 to lose a pound per week. People are trying to stay their current weight or lose fat might be obsessive about their calories. Just be mindful that calories aren't inherently evil and that you need them to live. Number 3. Drink 8 glasses of water. Drinking this much water is not necessarily the best thing to do, even though you have been told that since you can remember. There is no scientific study to prove that this is something you must do. In fact, drinking too much water can create a problem. Number 2. Follow the food pyramid. Is the food pyramid the holy grail of daily nutrition? The reason the food pyramid was created was to make following a healthy eating pattern more straightforward. Should you follow it as strictly as possible? The answer is not definite. The USDA designed the pyramid in 1992, but new research shows that the pyramid may not work for everyone. We're nearly there. Before we get to the number 1, we have a question for you. If you could pick a meal to eat every day, what would it be? Let us know in the comments below. Vegetarianism and veganism is the way to go. The world is changing, and now, more than ever, diets like vegetarianism and veganism are on the rise. More and more restaurants are trying to accommodate their non-animal eating customers, as are grocery brands. Veganism is fairly popular on social media. But is this meat-free, animal byproduct-free life automatically lead to a healthy lifestyle? Those on plant-based diets show to have lower rates of diabetes, heart disease, and other health conditions. However, just because you don't eat meat anymore doesn't mean you shouldn't eat more potato chips or candy or skimp out on protein and only eat vegetables. The only rule isn't don't consume animals. There's just so much more to it than that. If you're planning to switch up your eating routine, do your research. Do you know what kind of crackers vegans refuse to eat? Animal crackers. I'm Todd Green. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and check out this other video on the trending.